Hi again, YouTubers. So this is a review on a palette called the Audacity in Paris eyeshadow palette from Lancome. This was sent to me. This is actually a palette that was created for Lancome by Lisa Eldridge. She is another YouTuber here on YouTube, and she is a phenomenal makeup artist that tours, like, she works with like the elite of the elite, you know, your typical like Hollywood stars. Like, she's phenomenal. She's just amazing. I have subscribed to her forever and love her videos. So she has worked with Lancome and Chanel for quite some time. And so they decided to create this palette and they put it together. And what it actually is, I always have a little bit of trouble opening it. It is gorgeous, first of all. Look at this mirror. Like, how beautiful is that with like the Paris, with the little Lancome and then the legs walking on it. Aren't they cute? So essentially, this is 4 palettes inside of one. I'm trying to find the easiest way to show this to you. Whoa. And what this is they made it so that it is 4 different sets of palettes. So it is the first 3 shadows here along with this one, the next 3 shadows here along with this one, the next 3 shadows here with this one, and the last 3 shadows here with this one. And it is made to actually be able to create 4 different eye looks within one palette. Now, you can use them this way or you can use them any way you want to. I mix and matched. I used these 2 here. I'll insert a clip here, this one on the lid, this one on the brow bone, this one in the crease in the lower lash line. So I used all of them. But as you can see in the clip here, it has a multitude of ways that you can use it, but you're actually seeing in the video clip how I apply it and how the product actually goes on. I thought to myself, oh, you know, there's so many looks I could do with this. Should I really do a tutorial slash, you know, clip of how I use it in this video? But I thought to myself, you know what, you can still see how they apply, how smooth it is, how it moves, things like that. And I thought that was really important. So I did put that in, and that's what I have on my eyes here today. These are very smooth, very pigmented. I love that there is a combination of both matte and shimmers. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mattes. You've got 1, 2, 3 with a sheen, and then the rest have a shimmer to them, and they are just absolutely gorgeous. They're beautifully pigmented. You can see the colors here. It might be a little bit, there we go, a little bit easier to take a look at them there. But when I got this palette in, I just thought it was gorgeous packaging, and that was the first thing that sold me. And then I started playing with the colors, and I really figured out that they are soft, they're pigmented, they don't have a lot of fallout, they're not chalky, and they're not overly shiny too. You know how sometimes you can get, like, as much as I love them, Urban Decay sometimes have way too much glitter to them or shine to them. It does come with a brush as well. I did not use the brush in the video. It is a brush that, this side is a long tapered, almost like a MAC 224, but a little bit denser. And then this side is a nice flat, this one almost feels more like a concealer brush than a shadow brush to me. But it's great for just packing on pigment and putting color on the lid. So you could use this one easily in the crease, and then this one for the brow bone, the lid, and then to smudge that lower lash line. So you could use this brush for everything, but you know how it is. We have hundreds of brushes that we just get used to using. But it is way better than most brushes I've seen in most palettes. The palette retails for $68. You can buy it at any Lancome counter. You can buy it at Sephora. You can buy it at Ulta. You can buy it at any of those type of places. And it is a very nice palette. Now, I have not owned a Lancome eyeshadow in, I mean, years is putting it lightly. Like, so long I can't even exactly remember. It's crazy. I remember exactly the shadow. It was like a white frost one, and I was bummed when they discontinued it. But I have not owned any Lancome shadows since then. So I'm pleasantly surprised by that, because I do find that they have very nice pigmentation to them, and they have very good staying power as well. So this is beautiful. It's so fun. It's so different. The packaging, like when you go somewhere, someone sees this, it's just beautiful. I do love, I have played with, I have used the one that is this one here on its own. I've used that one, is probably my favorite like set inside of there. This one is a little, this one here is a little bit too light for me. This one's a little bit too dark. This one's a little bit too cool. So that one works the best for me as far as all the sets inside. However, mixing them is my favorite way to play with them because, you know, you just want to have fun and make it work for you. What works for one person doesn't always work for everyone else. So let me give you a little bit of the breakdown on this. The pigmentation on this is phenomenal. It is really great. It is not chalky, as I said. There's a slight bit of, you know, when you tap a brush into the darker colors, let me find one. You know, you get a little bit of that fall out and build up, but just, you know, you tap your brush off. You do that with all shadows, you know, I'd say not all, I'd say 95% of shadows you do that with. So pigmentation is a good solid 4.5 out of 5. Texture on them, I love the texture. That is probably my favorite part. They're very like smooth feeling. They don't feel dry, but they don't feel like they're gonna have too much slip either. Texture's 5 out of 5. Longevity, it stays on me all day, no problem, no issues, just stays exactly how I put it. I always use a primer. That's just my choice to do that. I don't use a colored primer usually. I just use just a typical regular primer. Any of them will work, whatever you have. But longevity stays all day. Good solid 4.5 out of 5. Application, I think it's very easy to apply. You pick the product, you tap it off a little bit, and then you just apply it. It does blend very, very nicely, very smoothly, very easily. So application's a good 4.5 out of 5. Packaging just blows it out of the water. It's just so fun, so cute, so gorgeous. 5 out of 5, just amazingly great. Price on this is $68, as I did mention. I mean, that's high. Palettes, I would say, usually my top on a palette is about $50. But I feel like this does have way more options inside of it and way more possibilities for, it's actually like buying 4 separate little palettes or 4 quads, you know, like Chanel, you'd probably pay for a quad like $50. So that's actually a great price then, $68. So I'll say it's a good solid 4 out of 5. Product overall on this, I think it's a really, really great product. If you are looking for a new eyeshadow palette, if you haven't tried Lancome shadows in a while, you guys would be surprised. I'm truly impressed with this. It is nice that it comes with a functioning brush. I do keep it in here. The only thing I would say is sometimes it's a little difficult to open, but I think over use that'll start to wear down a little bit, make it a little bit easier. So product overall on this, I would say is a good solid 4.5 out of 5. I really did enjoy using it and playing with it, and I will continue to do so. If you have any additional questions on this palette, please let me know. And thank you so much for watching. So let's see here. What's on my face? Today I have Giorgio Armani Lasting Silk, Tarte CC Corrector, Dior Star Concealer, Laura Mercier Pressed Mineral Powders on my face, Hourglass Bronzer, Benefot Rockatuer Blush, Laura Mercier Smooth Powder under my eyes. On my eyes is the NARS Pro Prime, the Benefot Gimmee Brow, and then the palette, the Lancome palette, as you saw as I applied it. On my lips is OCC Lip Tar Trallop, and shirt is from Zara. I've got on my Rebel pendant, my one piece of the Element bar, and I have on the Isabella bracelet, wrap bracelet. So that is everything. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this. As I said, please let me know if you have any other questions, and thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.